Hope everyone is okay today. Yes, I already pushed the stream button. Just setting up the Substack. Boom. Alright. Bam. 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 Get the TikTok going. Getting all the platforms going, guys. It does take just 1 second. Virtual camera. Go live. Go live. Alright, we are live on everything. Let's just confirm very fast. Yes, we are live. Awesome. Everywhere. It's so nice. So nice. Let's make sure all the volumes are off. Alright, got the chat. And we'll pull this up. Appreciate everybody. We will get into it here in 1 second. All right. In 3, 2, 1. What is up, team? Your Antifa CEO here on this beautiful Wednesday, November 26th. I hope that everyone is staying safe, staying subversive. I just have to give y'all a little insight, a little behind the scenes. I like to always be honest with y'all. My microphone that I'm using is a tube microphone, and normally when I've been hopping on, I just flick it on and been rolling, and I was listening back to some audio, and I could tell that like the vocals was changing towards the end, and I'm like, what's going on? And that's when I looked it up, and I remembered that tube microphones need to be warmed up. So we're warm. Our vocals should be nice and good. You should be hearing a little more of those lower tones, because my voice is a little deep. Even when I get going, that's part of the reason. Like all those higher frequencies, like when you're listening back, and I was like, man, what's going on? Like the playback, because I just send out the raw and dirty, and I'll listen to the podcast maybe after the fact. But we are currently live on all 7 platforms. Ready to be uploaded after the fact. And for our talk before Thanksgiving, I just want to say on Thanksgiving Eve, when we're gathering with our family, because I saw NPR Politics today. I didn't listen to the pod yet, but I saw them today, and the headline is how to avoid talking politics at Thanksgiving. And frankly, that is the farthest thing that we need right now. We absolutely need to be speaking about politics at Thanksgiving in any way that we can. Now, do we have to like get irate and rub it in people's faces? No, but at the same time, there's no debate when it comes to humanity. And so, if that drunk uncle wants to sit there and say some crazy things, I think it's perfectly fine that we shut that down. The time, and look, that goes back to the code of ethics, so we get to our code of ethics that we just, Antifa code of ethics that just came out. Compassion, empathy, solidarity, no mercy. So for those people who are trying to sit there and claim that the things that are going on is right in all of this, there really is no mercy. If you wanted peace, you would have voted for peace, but you voted to brutalize brown bodies. And so people who want to stick up for those brown bodies, I fully advocate for you to discuss politics as much as you can this Thanksgiving. Personally, I'm working. I'm not even going to be for my Thanksgiving thing, and they don't really even talk about it anyway. So that's a little bit of a luxury that I have, I live in a super MAGA area. All that extended family and whatnot that I go to see, they are MAGA, but they don't talk about it because realistically, they're not MAGA supreme. They're not rooted in any ideology. They're not doing anything crazy. They don't, they're just that's just what they vote because that's what they know, because that's what their parents told them and stuff like that. And those people realistically in some way, shape, or form, if they're not racist, which the people around me aren't racist for the most part. So those people in some ways are convertible, but at the same time, we know the ones that are not. And unfortunately, some of those are in our families. It's just kind of how it goes. But comrades, that's why we're family. That's why I wanted to make sure to be with you for this special time, for this holiday time, because we are family. When it comes down to it, especially if our families are MAGA crazies and stuff like that, I don't know. It's hard to fortify your mental health. It's very hard. And so I don't know why anyone would want to willingly subject themselves to that. If you can go with your MAGA family and they're not going to sit there and be crazy about it, then absolutely, you don't have to bring it up. That's not sitting silent. I don't see that as complacency. But if they're bringing it up, take it to them. They're bringing it up because they want to fight. They're bringing it up because that's just how they, take it to them. Absolutely. Take it to the mat all the way. Huge shout out last night. We was on Dr. Greg's live. We did like an hour with Dr. Greg. He's a really cool guy. I see you. Hey, Amelia. I see you, Amelia, in the Kick chat. I appreciate you. Shoot us a follow. We was with Dr. Greg. Real chill guy, I'm hoping that I can get the recording so that I can get the cut from that episode. I still plan to be live with y'all for Thursday. Not live, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I still plan to do some sort of recording for y'all Thursday. However, it won't be the live in this setting that we're doing it now. For the audio people, that's not necessarily going to make too much of a difference for you, except for your audio quality will be slightly less because I won't have the good microphone, the good equipment and whatnot. But yeah, hoping I can get that cut. So, because we had a great chat. Dr. Grad's a really good guy. I definitely want to make sure to be that, like, he's someone when I came across him, because at night I spend my time recruiting. Your CEO behind the scenes, focusing on recruitment and revenue. Right now, we're trying to increase the revenue for all of our creators in network. We're trying to make sure that they understand how to pump that content, how to make the content in one long shot like this pod. Everybody's doing some sort of long form, and then you break that up and you get all the content that you need for the day in one shot. So we're teaching our creators how to be vertically integrated. We're teaching them how to increase that revenue. And at the same time, I am simultaneously recruiting new creators all the time. And Dr. Greg, one of our newest recruits into the 8 million strong Liquidate the Billionaires Network, Antifa, whatever we're going to call it. But Dr. Greg, real nice guy. Real cool guy. And I feel like his Substack is going to be very successful. So for everybody in our network, please make sure not only you're tapping into our Substack, MTCSTW, but make sure you tap into Dr. Greg, because he's going to have a lot of long-form scientific content that I feel like really complements what we're doing, really providing the facts, doing the nitty-gritty, if you will. We'll go hand in hand. So kudos to Dr. Greg. Hoping that I'll have that in y'all feed soon, because I don't want it to be too stale. I don't necessarily like to listen to things that are too old. I don't know how y'all consume content, but I like my content as hot, as fresh as can be. With that being said, let's go into the sponsors early in the show because they were a little upset I waited to the last minute last time. But if you want to feed a family this holiday season, please tap in with Veau Noire. That's VOIXNOIRE.com. They're focusing on brown and marginalized bodies, which I feel are the bodies most impacted right now, the bodies that are being targeted. So please tap in with Veau Noire. That's VOIXNOIRE.com. If you are interested in getting rid of the billionaire class, liquidating the billionaires, turning every mega yacht into a coral reef, then please Tap in with Liquidate the Billionaires because their ambitious goal is trying to make the ocean carbon negative, not neutral. We want to go negative. That's ambitious, baby. Liquidate the Billionaires, all platforms. So, take it to your MAGA family on Thanksgiving if they feel like they want to chirp up, because realistically, what is there to chirp up about, especially in this economy? The Fed Beige Book just came out. For those, I didn't fully go through it. I just glossed through some of the overlines. But it seems that the economy is continuing to just meander. It's continuing to just be soft, be weak. A lot of jobs still being shed, but not fast enough for a calamity to be striking. But for those people who are losing their jobs, if that's not calamity, then I do not know what calamity is. People really seem to get away from the fact that these numbers, these 15,000, these 20,000, all these layoffs that are happening for these big companies, people don't realize that that is real people's lives. And I'm not saying, look, I understand the breathing of jobs and all these things. Trust me. You don't put on a suit if you don't understand capitalism. That's just kind of the name of the game. But what I'm saying is that the way that we are doing it is doing nothing but harm to our economies. I'm reading a book right now. I need to plug it. I don't have Spotify up. Well, I'm listening to a book. I'll read in the print and I'll do audio books at the same time. I have to consume as much content as possible. Time is so limited. What up, Doberman? I see you over there on TikTok. I appreciate you showing up. Doberman, make sure you check out the podcast on all platforms after the fact. I see you just popped in, so you missed a little bit of the beginning of the show. I don't know if you're hanging out the whole time, but this experience will be available to you on all audio platforms. You just have to search The Propaganda Factory or MTC STW. I forgot where I was. But hey, when it's your show, you get to just talk about whatever, And on the day before Thanksgiving, even though the stakes are high, I feel like right now we do need to come together in some capacity and be thankful, So what I am thankful for, I'll go ahead and let you know. And as you can imagine, it's going to be that sappy BS, the sappy thing that creators always tell you. But for me, it's really coming from the heart, I am thankful for my comrades that every day give me the strength and the courage to continue pushing on. I'm thankful for every day that we continue to see in the data, even though we're fighting against these billionaire algorithms, we're seeing organically that our message is getting through. I'm thankful for the fact that, we have 250,000 sick left radicals just under our under our influence with all of our pages and groups and things like that. And I'm very thankful for the 8 million sick left radicals that we just crossed in the network that we've been building to make sure that they can never silence us again. I'm thankful for every comrade that trusts me with the ability to have direct communication with them. I am thankful for every comrade that trusts me with the mantle of being the CEO of this esteemed organization. And that's why I continue to fight for you every day, because it's the honor of my life. And so on the day before Thanksgiving, I am being thankful. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows that I am thankful for all of you. Sorry, I know, ick, whatever. We mushy, okay? We mushy. I told y'all this is a tough time of year for me, so I will be leaning on y'all, especially as we get closer to the Christmas season. But comrades, it's okay, because I want you to lean on me too. I want us to lean on each other, because that's the only way that we'll accomplish anything. And our goals are large, they are ambitious, and the only way we will accomplish them is if we continue to march together. I'm looking at some of these headlines for today. I realized I just saw a hit. Well, hold on. Let me pause. I'm using the term hit job, but it's not in the context like it's, I don't agree with it or whatever. But I just saw something about Aaron Parnas, how he reports to be an independent journalist and how he, takes headline and just does summary of sources and doesn't provide sources. So I realize that these journalists are working hard, and if I am summarizing their material, I do need to start providing some sources that I'm reading. So I am going to make sure in some capacity to start providing sources to y'all. But I feel like I do, because I'll tell y'all like, oh, I got this from NPR, or I heard this here on Bloomberg, or I read this here. You know, I'm not getting the exact thing, but instead of shouting out the org, we need to make sure to try to do a little better due diligence to shout out the actual reporter whose job it is to do that, because all these grifters online are you know, making it so hard for these reporters to actually be able to make money. And I don't want to add to that. You know, that seems very dirty. That seems very disgusting. And I don't want to be any part of that. And so I'm realizing now that I may have participated in it a little bit, but I'm going to alter course. We're going to make sure that if we're bringing any sort of news to you, that we're going to give you where it came from. So I'm looking at some of these headlines now just for clarity. I do use Ground News, and so it's aggregating these headlines, and then based on what I'm seeing, you know, I can give you whatever source I'm pulling it from. So, appeals court upholds nearly $1 million in sanctions against Trump. FBI lead charge 2020 killing. Judge gives district. So Trump's probably quiet because I feel like he was going to Mar-a-Lago. I feel like, yeah, he was going to Mar-a-Lago. If it wasn't last night, he was heading out today or whatever. So yeah, we'll see. But he's been putting out such crazy stuff. One thing I saw just before coming on, let's go ahead and look it up right now. I saw that Blackstone was making a new acquisition that they were trying to get through. Let's see what this was. Nears $4 billion deal for McLean Power. So this is coming from Yahoo Finance, David Carnevale, Aaron Kirchfield, and Allegra Catelli. Oh, it's coming from Bloomberg. Oh, I'm sorry. So this is coming from Bloomberg, but I'm on Yahoo Finance aggregating it. All right. So Blackstone nearing an acquisition of McLean Power Systems in a deal that could value the utility parts maker at about $4 billion. So it seems like Blackstone, in seeing the uptick in utilities, not only that, but realistically, I guess understanding the market that utilities isn't going anywhere, is trying to corner the utilities parts makers market. But what we know from past experience with these private equity firms is that this is going to do nothing but hurt us. These companies, all they do is try to find ways to extract value for the shareholders. So if they're now getting into McLean Power Systems for $4 billion, you know, I feel very bad for the people who are being acquired, because jobs are going to be lost, those communities are going to be hurt, and now they have some billionaire pimps sitting there waiting for their money at the end of the shift. I mean, it's absolutely disgusting. We have to stop letting our communities continue to just be gutted and pillaged and plundered by these billionaires. I mean, it is absolutely disgusting. The scourge of the earth, these demons that come and just take and just are never satisfied. I mean, $4 billion, we really can't let that company grow. It's a $4 billion utility parts maker. We really can't just let that company continue to grow. Is that really a company that needs to be acquired by private equity? You know, we have to abolish private equity, or in some capacity, it just needs to be completely kneecapped, or the way in which it does business needs to be changed, because these tax loopholes that allow these companies to come in and essentially extract the resources from these communities, gut it for parts, and still make a profit by using other people's retirement money. You know, and the craziest part about it, especially when you look at some of the retirement funds that are participating in this, you look at, we'll take the California one, for example, the largest pension fund. I don't know what it's called, but, you know, you can look it up. The shit exists. The California largest pension fund, they invest in private equity, and they do so because they're trying to maintain the money to be able to do payouts for current and future, you know, claimants. So we understand they need return, but they're actually hurting the people that are picking up this money. Because when we look at California and private equity, we take Toys R Us, for example, because in the book I'm reading, they're talking about private equity and they're breaking down Toys R Us. And we see from Toys R Us example, California probably had like 4,000 jobs from Toys R Us, but because of private equity, those jobs just gone. They weren't folded in anywhere. They weren't the best jobs, but they were decent jobs. And realistically, when you have shareholders sitting on the top, just sucking everything up, it's hard to get good jobs. That's what people don't realize. They're saying, oh, people snap, they're sitting at home, blah, blah, blah. No, man. People are working 2, 3, 4, 7 jobs. The things we have to do out here to get money is absolutely insane. And I know because I used to be broke. I got a career now, but man, the things I used to have to do for money, especially when I was in college, just trying to make it, raising my little cousin and my little sister, trying to help rehabilitate my addict aunt, reintegrate my mom into society. Man, I was working freaking 16 hours a day sometimes, like just nonstop, all night, all day at school, working at school, delivering that pizza, freaking, man, working overnight. The things that we do to survive, and they try to say that we're lazy, that we're unindustrious, because they're taking everything. When they take everything and there's just nothing left for us, that's not that we're lazy. It's just that they're greedy, So this Thanksgiving, when you go up to get your plate, how about this one? How about everyone, when you go up to get your plate, you go up first and you take everything. You take everything. And even though you can't eat it, you pile that plate and you pile it, and some's going to be falling off and it's going to be wasted. But guess what? That's American capitalism, baby. So if your family's upset, tell them, oh well. Tell them, oh well, they don't have enough shares in this. This is yours. You got the capital. You done bought the turkey, whatever. Throw shit on the ground if you want to. We're getting a little off track, but you understand the concept that that's what these billionaires are doing to us. And if it's offensive to our families, it's offensive to us and our communities too, because that's what they're doing in our communities. They're coming in, they're piling up their plates. It's falling off. We see it falling off. We're starving. We're just asking, can we have a little more? Can I have a raise? Sir, I haven't had a raise in 3 years. Can I please at least get a 2% raise? Inflation's been kicking my ass. You cut the health insurance. You're now making me pay more money for my health insurance. I make less money today than I made 3 years ago. And it's not because they're printing money. No, it's because the billionaires are robbing us blind. They're jacking up the prices on everything. And it has nothing to do with the government making money or anything. And everything to do with the fact that those leeches are living off of us and taking everything. Man. So this Thanksgiving, pile your plate high. And do it for capitalism. And if anybody has a problem with it, tell them they don't have enough equity. Tell them they don't have enough shares. Tell them that this is a hostile takeover. That you own these mashed potatoes now. Make your claim. Tell them that you discovered it. We always got that one in our back pocket. Just go pop up into somebody else's Thanksgiving dinner, kick the door down, and discover that shit. All right, just like they say that their ancestors did. And if it's offensive, oh well, because that's what happened. But we don't want to realize that. That's critical race theory. That's DEI. That's illegal to teach in Donald Trump's America. They're teaching little kids today that the white man showed up and we were holding hands singing Kumbaya. They don't teach them about scalping. They don't teach them about the horrors and atrocities that occurred. They don't teach them that we don't see Native Americans anymore because a certain demographic of people damn near eradicated them. It's disgusting. Where you think Germany got it from? Where do you think they got it from? They learned from the best. They learned from America, who did it first. The Trail of Tears, the Battle of Wounded Knee, all of these things. And that's just the ones with names. All the ones without names. Man, and then not even discussing the Black Liberation Movement and how beat down and the atrocities that occurred to those communities. So, I guess this Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for all of the oppressed people, for all of the shoulders that I stand on to even be here with you today, to be the CEO of this sick left radical organization, to be an educated black man in America, because everything from this country's inception said that I should not exist. But somehow, some way, we make it. We continue on. Yeah. That's okay. That's whatever, dude. You don't have to be as loud as possible, though. But yeah. Andrew Jackson was a Democrat. Yeah, Calvin, you really think you cooked with that one, buddy? That just shows how illiterate you are. But I knew that. I know that MAGA can't read, so I don't know what you're trying to say here. I can't believe you would take the time to type these things and to just be completely inaccurate with what you're saying, because you're trying to use the word Democrat as some sort of boogeyman label. I mean, I'm not even a Democrat, so that doesn't hurt my feelings, when realistically it was conservatives. Andrew Jackson was a conservative, and that's the reason that this happened. But yeah, whatever. You enjoy that. You enjoy the mashed potatoes, Calvin. Hopefully no one comes discover them on your Thanksgiving. Hopefully your family has a peaceful one. Hopefully no one shows up looking for any wealth or anything. That's okay. No, I love you. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, audio. Whenever you hear this after the fact, my wife came in, and family comes first. So can't be mean to her for her coming into her home. This is her home too, even though I'm recording here. But that's just life. That's just love. That's what I'm thankful for too. Be thankful for your family. Be thankful for the people that love you, if they accept you. But, if they don't, then don't be ashamed, because you have millions of comrades who love you and accept you. And that's why we have to make sure that we hold each other up every day. That's my message all the time. And I'm going to keep preaching it, especially for the people that come here. Maybe you'll get tired of it. I doubt it, because y'all were pretty sick left radical. But we're getting a lot of new listens every day. And so that's why I do these reiterations. Oh, yeah, and I'm so silly, man. Sorry about going all over the place. We weren't, you know me. Wasn't prepared, got on, just wanted to talk from what's on the heart. Working class solidarity, though. We're trying to reach out to some Starbucks Workers United workers who are on strike right now. We want to hear their voice. We want to uplift them. We want to make sure that we can stand in solidarity with them. So hopefully we can get some feedback from that. Also, this is day 2 of the economic blackout, mass general strike, the People's Sick Day, our action that we're taking. And day 2, it's not bad. It's not bad, at least for me, trying to minimize my economic activity. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to focus on the minimization of economic activity, on focusing on spending local if we have to, because we know people have to spend. It's about starving the billionaires. All right. It's about making that first dollar try to be in our community. If we can keep our first dollars in our community, then that means that the billionaires won't get as much. And over time, we can starve them. We can hit them right where it hurts. So day 2, please prepare. There are no deals for Black Friday. There's no deals. Doesn't matter if they're telling you 20%, 50%, 80%. Unless you were tracking the price all year, they are lying to you. I promise you, there's these concepts called anchor pricing and all these things in marketing. They are absolutely lying. There is no deals for Black Friday. Don't buy their crap. You cannot save 40% on something if you don't buy it. If you don't buy it, that's 100% saved. Just like that. Boom. That's the easiest way to save money. We don't need all this crap. We have to show them. We need gluts in their supply chains. We need losses on those balance sheets. We need markdown inventory. We need the food marked down. I mean, come on. We don't need a TV marked down with a couple of less smart apps We need the corn and the green beans and the mashed potatoes and the yams. But no, this is the most expensive Thanksgiving in American history. Even when they took half the stuff that we used to eat out of the freaking basket. God, these billionaires, when is it going to be enough? I just want my sweet potatoes and cornbread and my stuffing and all the things. I want it all. I want the greens. I want the rice dressing, the turkey. Hell, I might want some chicken. I might want some extra things. We can't even afford that nowadays. It's crazy out here. The price is going up every day because we let these billionaires get in the middle of us, of our communities, exchanging with each other. We let these dealers step on these products and sell us stepped on horrible product that's taking away our lives, poisoning us. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. This Thanksgiving, be thankful that we have the energy to fight. This Thanksgiving, be thankful that we just crossed 8 million confirmed sick left radicals in a network that's fighting for working class solidarity every day. This Thanksgiving, be thankful for the unions who are fighting for working class material conditions. This Thanksgiving, we have to remain thankful for those who are giving as much energy as they can give. Comrades, this Thanksgiving, we need full engagement on all content from everyone because that's what keeps the fire going. That's what wins the war. Right now, these right-wing propaganda machines are blasting and blasting and blasting. And the only way that we can get into this is by blasting back. We got to put out the content. We got to have the propaganda machine pumping. The propaganda factory, if you will. And that's what we're here for. Your CEO comes to the propaganda factory every day to make sure that the quotas are met, that we are manufacturing and distributing the propaganda as efficiently as market conditions will allow. You see, that's the thing. I understand the capitalist lingo. I understand how to be successful in this hellhole. The only problem is I don't want to step on everybody to get to the top. No, I want to grab you, I want to hold you, and I want to carry you up there with me. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's the difference. Call it sick left radical, call it whatever, but that's the difference. Crabs in a bucket. We're going to claw together. We're going to claw our way out of this because we're not going in that pot. But I'll tell you what, the billionaires, I hope they're not on their yachts. Get off the yachts. Mass PSA, public service announcement. Billionaires, get off the yachts because they will be coral reefs. You can get ahead of it. You can make a plan for yourself. You can wind down those assets. You all have the choice to self-liquidate, because if you do not, well, we will liquidate for you. Just like your private equity bros, we will liquidate for you in the most profitable manner for the people. That's our guarantee. Is it going to be me? I don't know. I doubt it. Probably not. Probably going to be a woman, going to be a beautiful woman, potentially a handsome man. Some beautiful communist will get in there and wield that power because all the tools are in the box. You show me a billionaire, I'll show you a criminal. It's just that easy. There will not be 12 billionaires on that jury. There will not even be one billionaire on that jury. No, there will be 12 working class people who are beaten down every day by the billionaires. These cases are easy to make. When you have a Justice Department that is truly working for the American people, focusing on prosecuting the cases that are hurting the American people the most, these cases are easy to make. None of these judges are billionaires. All of these judges, majority, even if they came from, whatever, they're not billionaires. They can understand working class people being robbed blind, especially when we lay it out in the numbers. When we can show that this company came into this community, took away this many jobs, took those jobs and put it on that yacht, hurt this many people, should be held criminally liable for this many people having these effects happen to them, these cases are easy to make. Especially with all this AI and stuff, we got the data. We will track every dollar. Every dollar, especially that flowed through Jeffy's Island, we'll track it. We'll find it. We will find it. Economic blackout from November 25th through December 2nd. Today is the 26th. It is day 2. Continue to fight, comrades. Continue to fight. Continue to push on. Find the energy. Find the courage. Find whatever it takes for you to push back against these billionaires. Tap into that and push forward. Because together, we will go all the way. Together, we will reach the ambitious goal of liquidating the billionaires and turning every mega yacht into a coral reef. You know, be thankful. This Thanksgiving, let's be thankful. I'm thankful to be your CEO, as I said earlier, and I hope that you are thankful for me, as thankful as I am for you. I'm thankful for every day that we come together. I'm thankful for every day, all the people that listen after the fact. I'm thankful for all the friends that we've made. I'm thankful for tomorrow if I see it. But even if I don't, we will still liquidate. This mission is bigger than one man. This mission is bigger than millions of comrades. This mission is the working class liberation of all people. And the plan is simple. Economic warfare to take back the money that was stolen from us, return it to our communities so that we can fortify ourselves. Once we begin with that, a lot of different things will be made available to us. We are on the path. The solidarity is moving in this country. What we need now is a convergence of contracts from all of the working unions. We need solidarity for a general strike from the working unions because the people are chomping at the bits. We just need the unions to organize the labor so that we can have the critical mass required to bring these billionaires down. That's our objective. That's our goal. That's what we're working for every day. Every day. Every day that we can push, we will push. I appreciate everybody's time today. Have an extra scoop of mashed potatoes on me. Don't worry about no carbs. Calories don't count on Thanksgiving. And trust me, I'm a scientist. You heard it right here from the Propaganda Factory. So please, stay safe. Stay subversive. Tap in with us on all platforms. MTC, STW. That's memes that can save the world for those who are always wondering. The Propaganda Factory as well. I love you. We will have something in your feeds for tomorrow, regardless of what it is. Could be good, could be not, but I hate when podcasts don't provide content for their audiences. You see the numbers. You see you have this many people coming every day. Put something in the feed every day. I'm talking to myself right now. I'm going to have something in your feed tomorrow. I appreciate everyone. Thank you. Until next time, your CEO is signing off, but still working.